Darlingside live on WNCW in Studio B. We'd love to hear another song.
Great. We're going to do a slightly older one, taking a break from the new stuff. This one's called Extralife.
It's over now, the flag is sung, the world is flattened out. Under the underground, I've always found the level further down. As I begin to soar up the fiery flower beds above, mushroom clouds reset the sky. Extra life. In the only game I ever played, I am the ageless one. Another hunted bird, an arcade word, a living machine love. There must be something I lost sight of. Start free, extra dimensional superconductor up in the sky. Extra love.
Crowding around the mic indeed with Darlingside in Studio B. I don't know if you know, but our live compilation disc series is called Crowd Around the Mic.
Oh, great.
And it's called Crowd Around the Mic because originally we did not have Studio B. And it was literally in the control room with the one mic, and people would have to crowd around the mic. But it's nice to see folks that don't have to do it in that sort of situation or that sort of setup, but it works really well.
Yeah, we always like to try to adhere to constraints that no longer exist.
Tell us about lyrical content, because it seems that the natural world and our relationships with that world and also interpersonal relationships are fairly dominant in your songs. Is that right?
Yeah, we write, all of us are songwriting and collaborating with each other, and we'll oftentimes meet for songwriting sessions together and sort of pour our ideas together through passing lyrics sort of around in a circle like a game of telephone. And a lot of those free writes and lyrics that we'll use end up being sort of fragments or bits and pieces from things that we're noticing from our day-to-day or in the world around us. So maybe taking a walk in the morning with a dog and noticing the light in the tree or something, and then it'll pass to another member, and if something sort of lights up for them as well from that image, they might run with it and build a song off of it. And so I feel like a lot of the things that, especially during the pandemic, the last two records that we've put out, starts to come up as sort of like, at least for me, this sort of zoomed in looking at details of this sort of immediate world around me, especially when things slowed down and I was stuck at home for years, just noticing things that are close by, and those noticings sort of opening up into bigger life questions, or spilling out into bigger thoughts, and then jumping back to some sort of close-up image. That's at least an early morning riff on on how we got there.
Yeah, it seems lyrically you do ask a lot of questions. Like the song Sea Dogs, you take the title of the record, or the title of the record is in the lyrics of the song Sea Dogs, but the title of the record, Everything is Alive, is a question in that song. How is everything is alive? Question.
Yeah. I think in some senses, I'm usually drawn to music that sort of opens up questions and is into probing sort of deeper into the universe rather than trying to claim that it's knowing exactly something and pushing that on the listener. So especially with 4 different people writing from different angles, I think oftentimes we can get aligned on identifying with sort of that questioning approach, or sort of opening new doors and discovering new things together. Whereas when some person sort of takes like a hardline position, somebody else in the group might be like, I don't know if I identify with that. And so I think it's just naturally sort of spilled into a sort of questioning, opening new doors approach to writing.
We also just don't know what's happening, so questions are our go-to.
Yeah, don't come to Darlingside for answers, right?
That's a great slogan.
Yeah, one of the many things you shouldn't come to Darlingside for is answers. That's great.
But good music now, and that's totally different. We've got a change in instruments. I wanted to talk about the instruments. Is that a mandola, or what is that?
It is a Brazilian mandolin, so it's strung just like an American mandolin, but it's a little more bell-like, and no self-respecting bluegrass musician would, I think, even look at one of these. But I'm not that, so I'm able to hold it.
What do you like about that?
I like that I own it. That's probably the biggest thing. I studied. I'm not a big gearhead, so I didn't do a survey of all the mandolins and find one that just fit me right. But I did end up in Brazil, in Rio, just after college for 4 months studying music. And there was a maker down there who I spoke to and bought a mandolin from him, and I haven't played a lot of other mandolins. So this one, I think, in comparison to other ones, it has like a more bell-like tone. It doesn't it doesn't chop quite the same way. I really like the way it feels and the way it sounds. But I can't say that I've listened to or worried about how it differs in minute ways from other instruments. And that's kind of my MO for instruments, is just find one that feels good and roll with that rather than worrying about what else is out there.
Very good.